Hi friends, a very good evening to all of you watching this live. Welcome ladies and gentlemen to the inaugural episode of Design Love. The main objective is to identify and appreciate art and designs in the show. This talk show is curated by D Studio, a leading interior design firm in Chennai, and it's time to talk about the VIP that we're going to meet today. I'm super elated. Thanks for all of you for joining us here today. Let me ask you a question before I begin the show. Well, what do you do when you actually see distinct forms of twigs or trash? What do you do? If it were I would probably admire it for a minute or two and then just walk away, right? But here is a gentleman, as an artist of change, he digs deeper into discarded materials like bangles, coconut shells, food grains, chilies, etc., which you're all going to see, and he literally transforms them into unexpected masterpieces. There you go. So here is a man, a genius, a wonderful artist. So I'm super excited to be seeing him. Well, before I introduce him to you, I have an audio visual coming up. Please take a look at that and then let's proceed. Here we go.
I create art by interpreting everyday material around me on one side. On the other hand, I take this art forward to bring about social change in various forms.
Are you excited? Because I am. DesignLuv Show is proud to present the artist of change, Mr. Rahool Saksena, who has been honored and hosted by the Honorable President of India as the Rashtrapati Bhavan itself. So let's get him on board. I'm going to be connecting to D Studio and let's talk more and let's chit chat and ask all the questions that we have about art and design. So stay tuned with me and let's quickly connect to him. Alright, so I see him here. Guys, so all of y'all, are you ready? Because he's going to be here any minute now. Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good, can you hear me?
Yes, audible. I can
Good.
see you, I can hear you. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Same here.
Well, let me introduce you to all the audience first before I begin the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, DesignLuv Show is proud to present the artist of change, Mr. Rahool Saksena, a creative genius and art magician, I would like to call you personally. And thanks to you for being here today. Not just that, we're very happy that you have actually created and designed our logo and thereby created an identity for D Studio. Such a pleasure to have the inaugural session and you being our first guest. Thank you so much for accepting our invite and being here today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So how is quarantine going? How is the quarantine treating you? What's innovative happening this quarantine your side?
Well, I think it's been a boon in disguise. And most people should realize it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We get time to spend with your family, time to spend with yourself, time to revive your interests, time to rekindle some new hobbies, rediscover yourself, reorient yourself. So as long as you take it in that side, I think it's a matter of time. This too shall pass.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. So, if I have to ask you this question, what inspires you? And please talk to us about your first piece of art and how did it all happen?
That's an interesting story. Actually, it all goes back to childhood. And, it's, as I said, a child is the father of the man. And we discount them, but children by the age they're about 12 or 13 years old usually can figure out who they want to be in life. And there's a beautiful quote I've read, and I love that quote. It says, everybody has two lives. One when you're born, and the second when you realize why you were born.
Wow.
And I'm lucky that I could discover that spark in life very early. I was probably in school, about 13, 14 years old, when I had sensed that I'd be somebody very different. It wasn't in black and white, it was in shades of gray, but it's more or less the life that I'm living today and the kind of things that I'm doing.
Wonderful. It's so nice to hear that from you. And that makes me actually ask you this question. Well, what's your quote? Since you said that you already mentioned about a little bit of philosophy to your work, I'm really interested in knowing a little more deep about. Do you have any particular quote that you follow in your life, and also the philosophy to your work and your approach to work, basically?
A quote that I love? Is that
Yes.
the question?
Yes.
There are quite a few of them, but the one I use quite often in talks is, the Taj Mahal would not have been the Taj Mahal if Shah Jahan would have asked for 3 courts and gone for the lowest one. It
Right.
makes a lot of sense because people discount and negotiate, and they say you should never negotiate with an artist. By and large, they are good people, by and large, and they're not commercially minded. And art is a thing where you can't put a value to very, you know, it might mean something to you, it might something, but intuitively the artist knows its value, and that should be respected. And this I'm saying on behalf of all the artists who are often shortchanged. And people negotiate with designers and artists. I don't know why.
Absolutely. I think I agree with you. Well, now is going to be a very, very interesting session, which I'm totally waiting to take you into because here's a segment where it's going to be all about pictures. In fact, your pictures, which I'm going to be displaying to the public, literally like 43 people watching our show, and a lot of people are sending a lot of love. If you notice down at the audience session comments, it's literally pouring in. And so, audience, here is there's going to be a visual treat for all of you coming right away. I'm going to be showing some of his masterpieces. I'm going to be asking him his experiences, and he also has his amazing, wacky names for each of his masterpieces. So, we're going to talk to him about that and ask more about it. So, are you ready, Rahul?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so I'm just going to flip my camera and ask about this first masterpiece of yours. Please talk to us about it. Could you see it?
Aha, there you go. There you go. That's a bonsai, and I think it dates back to the late 70s when I used to be in probably class 6 or class 7.
Wow.
That's the one on the left.
Wow.
And
You were in class 6 when you actually came up with this.
class 7.
Class 7. Wow, you were really young.
When I was 15 years old, I had an exhibition all by myself of
Right.
bonsais. And when I was in college, I had a show at the Indian Science Congress.
Wonderful.
That's
So,
the picture on the left, the
right.
black and white.
So,
And the
how did you
scene that
actually think about, transforming a plant into, a light stand? How did you think about that?
see, nothing in life goes waste. Everything can come around. And that's what you were talking a while ago, that he uses or reinvents things to give them new lease of life. Is that so?
Right.
And that's exactly, this is an example in front of you. That bonsai plant, when it died, transformed into the piece on the right.
Wow, that's amazing. So, I'm going to take you to your next masterpiece. Let's talk to.
Go back to that a minute.
Okay, go back to that. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah.
And don't you see that little doggy in front over there?
Yes.
Guess what that is?
Ah, okay. Now I'm curious to know what it is. Is that like wood or?
It's pieces of roots put together.
Roots.
Yeah.
Wow. Very creative, definitely. Nobody would be able to guess that until you reveal it, actually.
These
Very,
are
very
pieces of
interesting.
fruit plucked from or picked up from Vasant Kunj in Delhi when it was under construction. So there is art everywhere. You just need to have the eye for it to see how and where it can fit.
Right. Wonderful. So I'm just going to flip my camera and ask you to talk to us about the next wonderful piece of art, and that's going to be this.
Aha.
Yes. Talk to us about this.
Well, this piece is called Nritya, which is the Hindi or the Sanskrit word for dance. And this is a piece which has been presented to the President of the country, Honorable President Sir. When I'd been to Rashtrapati Bhavan, it's in our culture, we don't go empty-handed whenever we
Right.
go visit anybody. And it was a big thing, if you're going to meet the President of the country, what would you give him?
Absolutely.
And the peacock made immense sense because that's our national bird.
Wow.
And this is an interesting piece because it's in mixed media. So there's glass, there is the silvery background that you see is actually distressed or texturized wood. So if you
Oh,
go, you can't see it in this photograph, but it actually visually looks like raindrops coming down.
right. Right.
Yeah. And there's
Right.
beautiful peacock blue raw silk surrounding it. So very fortunate, the president actually loved this piece.
Of course.
And it's found a place in the museum over there, just below the Black Dome. And that's a very, very big, I don't know how to say it, but the president of the country visits all the countries, right? You'd agree? Yeah.
Right.
And whichever country he or she goes to, they are gifted with the best piece of art from that country. So actually the best collection of art under one roof is at the Raisina Hill, plus the works of some artists from the country. So very
Wow.
fortunate to be having one piece over there. That's about it.
Yeah, and you've made us so proud. Well, let's move on to the next picture, which is this.
That's a piece very, very close to my heart. That's a piece which is called Men of Steel.
Okay.
And it's a very proud moment. This is actually a salute to the soldiers and commanders of the Indian Army.
Wow.
Extremely relevant in today's context. And this is placed at the line of control in Uri.
Oh,
So this is called Men of Steel. It's actually it's layered. So there is acrylate, there is steel, stainless steel. And if you
okay.
see, again, you can't make out the colors here, but there are three birds flying on the top.
Yeah, I can see, and it's in the color of our national flag.
The Tiranga.
Right.
And
Wow.
there's barbed wire going along at the bottom, which represents the line of control.
Oh, wow. There's so much of intricate information going on in this.
And that mountain peak is called Kala Pahar, which is 16,000 feet mountain peak at that location.
Okay.
Very tough terrain. Uri, which is where that incident happened.
Right.
And subsequently the movie was made on that.
Right.
So this is
Wow.
actually there, and it took about 6 to 8 months to put this together with great support from the Indian Army, the unit that was posted there. It was actually showcased first here at the ITC Grand Chola
Okay.
for the people around in the city to come and see. I think, Nisha, you and I are enjoying this conversation here, but there are
Right.
those boys in Galwan Valley who are sacrificing their lives
Right.
so that we can have a conversation. So it's actually put up at the Grand Chola, and the Chief of Staff of Indian Army Dakshin Bharat here was there to kind of inaugurate this, and a lot of people did see it and they felt the goosebumps before it was transported to Kashmir.
Wow. Honestly, such a fascinating piece of art. I think your brain is made of gold, literally, to come up with these kind of wonderful ideas. Honestly, super creative, and that makes me more curious about the next picture, which I can see right now. I'm just going to show you what, and you're going to talk to us about that as well, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay.
a very pretty looking lamp, and I can see chilies in a
Yes,
bottle.
this is from the early days, very early days.
Okay,
See, when the whole idea of reinventing material, everyday material around us, and there's no end to it. There's no end to it.
right,
People, the belief most people have is an artist paints, right?
right,
But art transcends painting. Cooking is an art. Music is an art. Poetry is an art. Lyrics is an art. Dance is an art, right? They're all art forms. So in
absolutely,
this case, why only paintings? I mean, you can use materials, you can do sculpture, you can do installations, and so on and so forth. So the other thing is I love creating with children. And I
right,
love doing workshops with children because I think they are so, uh, they are not conditioned,
right,
right? To most people, a stapler is a stapler. A coffee mug is a coffee mug, right? A fountain
yes,
pen is a fountain pen. But the
right.
kids, when they're young, they're so full of energy, so full of imagination that they can actually put things in a completely new context.
Absolutely.
This came out of a session when I was kind of brainstorming with my nephews, and we said, "Wow!" And looking at various things to make lights with, and we looked at pebbles, stones, glass, marbles, and then we came up with this lovely idea of chilies. So they're actually red chilies,
Right,
which have been treated so that they withstand the tenure of time, and they
right,
into that bottle. And once again, that little doggy
right.
who's pulled out a bottle chili from the sealed bottle,
Yes, I can see it holding a chili in the mouth.
running away.
Yes.
He's again been made with roots.
Oh, wow.
And this is another doggy, not that one.
Yeah, I get that. How long did it take for you to make this masterpiece?
See, the actual creation, the actual physical implementation doesn't take time,
Okay,
but it takes a long time to put it in your head.
right. To come up with the idea itself, right?
First, you have to unlearn what you've learned, what your education system teaches you. Right? When I was in Delhi, for example, I was in a conversation with Dr. Abdul Kalam, very fortunate. And he told me the thing in our country is, Rahul, you have to first become an engineer or a doctor and then decide what you want to do with your life.
Right.
Right? I mean, today there are so many more avenues. But a few years back, everybody said you're either a doctor or you're an engineer. And of course, it was the IAS then came along CA or something like that. Doctor, engineer, that's about it. So if you look at me, right behind me, there is a partition.
Right. I can see that.
That's a log of wood
Oh, okay.
picked up, picked up from the roadside,
The roadside.
sliced along the vertical of the trunk. Been with me for 20 years.
I'm
Okay, but
astonished.
just took 20 minutes to become this.
Oh, wow. You've actually made it. Wow. It's so beautiful. I mean, who would think
So,
that?
so much character.
I swear.
So the actual time taken was just 20 minutes. Just
Oh,
20 minutes. But it took 20 years of thinking about it, how to place it, where to place it, and so on and so, which is why the house has got many things which you would not find in a conventional house. Uh, and my wife has a tough time with me on that because everything that she tries to discard, I put it back. And then I find something new for it. I mean,
I got
yesterday
it.
we have lovely neighbors who want a couple of plants because during the lockdown, one of the things that I've started doing is plants.
Right.
Is it okay if I can pick this up and just take you, move a
Sure,
bit and come back?
please, we'd love
Okay.
to take a tour of your
Because
house. I'm sure it's full of treasures.
cards are really, really beautiful. And see, look what I've been doing here.
Wow. I think your thumb is blocking the camera a little bit. So yeah, now it's clear. Wonderful.
So these are bamboos, which
Wow.
have been at different heights, which have become the planters. And the bamboo here and the planter here, that's
Oh
coconut
yes, I
shell.
see that.
That's coconut shell.
Oh, so you made a plant holder out of a coconut shell.
Yeah, can you see it here?
Right, I can see it. That's
Yeah.
an amazing idea.
And the one behind that is a lamp, which has got two 1 kilo weights at the bottom and a sea clamp.
Wow.
So I don't know. Sorry for the digression, but
No, I think this is this is really fascinating to watch. I'm sure your house is full of such wonderful masterpieces, and clearly you're a genius.
thinking, I'll show you something else just called social distancing.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
see this here?
Yeah, I see. Is that a guy? Like a wood
Yeah,
man?
yeah. And the partner is here
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, wonderful.
and here. So they are 6 feet apart.
What a perfect example at this situation, the need of the hour. So who knew that you could even show how important social distancing is with your designs and art? We're totally amazed looking at all of this.
Yep. So it's great fun. So you never
Even
get
the
bored.
characters in your designs in your house are maintaining social distance, and they're very well behaved under your guidance, I think.
Well, I mean, keeps you busy,
Right.
keeps you
So,
adequately busy.
since you were talking about coconut shells, I have the next picture coming up. Please talk to us about the design more. Okay, so here is it.
Aha. Okay. Now, in an uncharted territory that one is walking, and I
Right.
took, while the decision had formalized or semi-formalized in childhood, it was implemented at age 35,
Ah, okay.
by which time I'd become a vice president, creative director, and all of that.
Right.
Proven to the world that I'm capable of doing what you want me to do. Now let me do what I want to do.
Okay.
All right. So
Yes.
that's when I decided to hang my suit and my laptop and my tie. I used to be a proper multinational top level executive,
Right.
which I relinquished by choice because I realized that you have only one life.
Right.
And why would you go without singing the song in your heart?
Wow.
So I decided to take the plunge.
Okay.
And ever since, there's no looking back, there's no regret. It's now 20 years to date. And
Wonderful.
every day is a new day. Every day brings a new challenge. And every situation's, very strange. There are no benchmarks. There are no mentors. There's no to benchmark help you with, how to charge, how to negotiate, and so on and so forth. And many instances I do are the first of their kind.
Right.
And so there are no guidelines or benchmarks. So anyway, to come
Because you
back to
are
what
the creator. Because you are the creator. I understand that. So I see a fish. Is that made out of coconut shell?
yeah.
Okay.
See, this
And
is
then I
what
see.
happened. See, why the artist of change, I don't know if you noticed in that little video over there, is that I bring in change to bring out art. You get that?
Right.
Which means I reinterpret everyday material to create art.
Right.
That's right. And I bring in art to bring out change.
Right.
So a lot of art that is created has got a social impact.
Okay.
So like, for example, that Men of Steel is a little move for people to respect the army which defends our country.
Right.
I'm currently working on a project for the Indian Navy,
Oh, wow.
which is a salute to the Indian Navy from the citizens of India. And so in this journey, there was an instance where I was brought on board by Dakshin Chitra down East Coast Road. One of the issues currently we are facing, the traditional arts of India, the traditional crafts of India are all on a decline. That's because mechanization and modern techniques are taking over. So the value of handcrafted is going. And there's a need to arrest that and inject fresh thinking into that medium for it to survive. And this is across. So I was roped in by Dakshin Chitra and I did 2 stories there. This is coconut shell.
Right. I'm just gonna flip the camera again. And yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So typically they make salt and pepper dispensers, spoons and forks, spoons and ice cream spoons and bowls, right?
Right.
But you could create this whole new series, and when we interacted over a week with these artisans, we actually came up with so many things. And if you look at that elephant at the back, that's actually coconut shell.
Wow.
All right.
It's
And then
amazing.
then I pitched this to which WWF, World Wildlife Fund,
Okay.
saying you make calendars every year, you take tigers as a theme, you take elephants as a theme, you take birds as a theme. Why don't you take this animal series made with coconut shells?
Right.
So your nature, but you're giving them a recognition and giving them a platform and a visibility, which is so much more.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Anyway, that didn't happen because they said it's the first of its kind. We will only use real life pictures, etc., etc. But the interesting point is when this. Let me get to one live piece of this. Give me a minute.
Oh,
May I?
wow. Okay. We'll be very happy. All the audience, I hope you're enjoying all the wonderful piece of art Rahul has had his hands on. And please do keep your questions ready. We might be having an audience question segment. Oh, wonderful. Look at that. So that's a coconut shell. And you can even
Yes.
open it. Wow.
And you just.
Absolutely, absolutely incredible. That is totally a fashion statement, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, who would think that you could turn it into a handbag or, you could even use it like a jar in the house. You can have some things into it.
Yeah, so this is the whole story. The idea was to revive coconut shell as a medium, and I was very, very touched when this 70-year-old man said, I have 4 children or 5 children. They're from Kerala, they're handed down generation to generation the art forms, so they think in silos. And the 5 children, all of them were studying, nursing, and one was going to Dubai, and one was in engineering college. And on the 7th day, his eyes were moist. And you will see that the reason for that when you see the next picture, what we created. Put it on.
Yes, I think there's more to the coconut shell, isn't it? You've made it as a nice phone holder, a card holder, I can see, and a keychain, am I right? A clock engraved into it, and also a nice pen stand.
Correct.
Wow.
So this is obviously the time when CDs were in fashion.
Right.
But this is made completely with coconut shell.
Wow.
Now, all you had to do was, look at the market it has.
Definitely.
Correct? Because from the traditional medium in a modern context.
Right.
and therefore the volumes that it can open up, and therefore the employment it can generate for generations,
Right.
and therefore it sustains that medium and that art form with a new lease of life.
Definitely, I agree. It's
So which is
incredible.
why on the last day this gentleman came and had tears in his eyes and said, after seeing this, my eyes have opened. My youngest son, I'm going to bring him back into this art.
How nice.
It feels nice. It feels
Definitely.
nice.
So
Too many people there.
inspiring the young generation out there, giving them new fresh ideas to be able to rethink and reinvent with
Correct.
the simple materials that's already existing, right? And which is available like in everyone's house. Like if you go inside my kitchen, I even probably have a coconut, but we don't even think of these things.
There was a joke at one point in time when people used to move houses, and when almost everything was done, I would be invited to go through what is left to see what you could create with that. Yeah, but you're always looking at things very differently, and I can see something and I just pick it up, and I know where and when to fit it. That's how it goes.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So I have another piece of art, and I really
How are we
want you to
going
talk about
time-wise,
it.
Nisha? Are we doing good?
Sorry, are you saying?
Time-wise, time-wise, we're doing fine.
We're good, we're good. But I do want to talk about this piece of art, and then I have a few other questions for you. So
Sure. Okay.
yes, is this a wooden engraved picture, like a
This is
wall
teak wood.
mounting?
This is
Teak wood.
teak wood.
Oh, okay,
Handcraft.
okay. So I see there's a lion on the left, and then there's this horse on the right.
Huh? Yes. You got it spot on. See, this is, if you've noticed till now, we started with some mixed media, right?
Right,
Then we went to some unusual things like chilies.
right,
And then we went on to some glass, I think, somewhere. Or probably it's not come as yet. Then came wood, coconut shell. Now this is wood. So this is
right.
actually called this is called the coat of arms,
Okay,
which is an insignia when the Hong Kong and Shanghai Bank was formed in 1865, if I'm not mistaken. They had a mission statement saying we will go where the business and opportunities are for people,
okay,
connecting to opportunities and things like that. So this
right.
is actually was there on a note from that era, on a currency note.
Okay.
And they wanted a physical form of it to be created, to be put up in the head office.
Wow. Okay.
So I was given that reference of that currency note.
So you picked up information from the currency note and actually engraved it on the.
Which they gave me.
Oh, okay.
Because this features, if you see all the currency notes have some seal or something like that,
Right.
right?
Right.
This featured on that currency note of 1865 or somewhere in that point in time.
Wow.
And a physical creation of it was not there in their ecosystem. So
Okay.
this has been rendered in teak wood. It's handcrafted in Burma teak, and it
How long
sits in
did it
the
take for you to, make this piece of art?
something like this. The workmanship takes about a month.
Oh, wow. Okay. Because I don't know if people can see this, but there's so much of detailing to
Detail.
this.
Depends a lot of detail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, amazing. So with that, I think I'm going to, uh, just stop a little bit on the pictures, and I'm going to talk more with you because I really want to understand one thing from you because there's so many different kinds of designs that you have done in your entire lifetime, and I'm sure you're still working on many. You said you have something in the pipeline as well. Well, if I have to ask you, what's the most innovative, design that you've ever had your hands on, and which was something that you really was very well appreciated for? What would that be? Something that's close to your heart.
There are many. There are many. Probably all, because each piece is unique. But a piece that I think which stands out again was a very unusual one, and I love it for its sheer simplicity. And I think that picture should also be there with you. The one which uses rice and chilies.
Oh, we'll see if we can pull that up. Okay. I think
Meanwhile, let me give you a... It's not there?
I'll have to just check.
All
We'll
right.
just, yeah.
So the simpler the medium, the more interesting it becomes.
Right.
I love it if it's extremely simple, like the chilies lamp is so simple and so powerful. Or if it's very complicated. There are also things where I've worked with 7 or 8 different mediums coming together. And then you have to, how will you marry glass with metal, with steel, with copper? Oh, that's it.
I got it, yes.
This was a contest
For
online
Asia, it says.
in Asia. So they wanted a mural idea for their corporate office.
Okay.
And so if you look at Asia as a continent, and we were expecting the designs that come out, this is we means me and a partner, art partner of mine called Arun Shiva Ramakrishnan.
Okay.
I work with different artists or designers at different points in time, depending on the nature of work, because you can brainstorm and put ideas together.
Right.
So this was, if you were to visualize Asia as a continent, the expected results would be the Taj Mahal, correct?
Yes.
The Lotus Temple, those pagodas of the eastern countries and things like that. The very typical symbols of this continent. But if you see two things that unite all of Asia is food unites all of us.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And all of Asia is rice eating.
Correct.
All of Asia is hot on food, chilies. Whether it's Korea, China, Japan, I'm sorry I took that word. Korea, Japan, Sri Lanka, India, we all love chilies.
Right.
Unlike the West, which is very bland.
Right.
So rice and chilies unify the continent.
Wow, that's so creative and very thoughtful.
And the way this was envisaged was to get a fistful of rice from all the countries. There were rice coming from Thailand, you have rice coming from Korea, from Vietnam, Japan, Hong Kong, India, Sri Lanka, and you lay it out like a bed on which you embed this plane with chilies. Symbolically, there's air Asia in every grain of Asia.
Wow, so there's like, you've literally collected different rice from different
No, this
places.
again didn't happen. Again didn't happen.
Nice.
So this is a piece very, very talked of, much appreciated anywhere it's been showcased. I don't know for what reason many ideas don't see the light of day. Or they're waiting for a better time to see the light of day. Right?
Yes.
So, ideas never go waste.
Definitely.
They're lost. So finally they didn't come back. They didn't limit up to which you can chase, and they say, let go. Somebody there saying creativity is intelligence, having fun. I love that.
Exactly. A lot of good comments have been coming. Class works with traditional touches. Beauty lies in simplicity, and glad you have a very discerning eye to it. A lot of good comments coming your way, actually. And hi to all of you. And we're going to be continuing our discussion with Rahul in view of time. So Rahul, I have, been asking you a lot of questions about work, and now it's time to understand your personal side as well. So I'm just going to take you to the other part with a nice rapid fire round segment that we've made for you. So request your answers for the following questions. It's going to be, and since you're a very creative person, we know that the answers are going to be fun as well. So yes. So you're going to be imagining now, and you're going to be telling us that if you could be an animal, what would it be and why?
Cheetah.
Cheetah. Because it's so beautiful.
It's got the grace. It's got the agility,
Speed.
the speed, and the killer instinct.
The killer instinct. Okay. Okay, it's a good one. It's a good one, definitely. So it's a nice answer. I like that. With that, let's move on to the next question. So, One thing that really annoys you the most, what would that be?
One thing that really annoys you the most,
Yeah.
sloppiness.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Just yeah.
Yeah, good. So the next question is, where would you go off if you were invisible? Like imagine you have an invisible robe and you just like, cover yourself with it and you just disappear like that. But where do you choose to go?
Some place which has got the mountain, beaches, forests, and rivers.
You want it all. Is that not greedy? You want the mountain, you want the sea, you want the
Well,
forest.
there are places like that.
Yeah, but very rare, right? The mountain and the sea and
Well, if you had the chance, why would you go to Anna Nagar or Mount Road?
definitely. Right now, there is no chance of even going to the next street. Okay, forget about it. Yeah, but yeah, it's a good choice. So you're a man of, special. What to say? Like your choice is really good. Like you know where you should land when you go invisible. And your next question is, when I dance, I look like. Fill it up for us.
Oh my God.
Yes. Do you dance?
Well, I pretend to,
You pretend to.
right?
Okay.
No, that's not a thing which comes to me naturally. So I'll be very forthright about it. I'd rather stand on the periphery and just shake a leg. And I'm not a dancer.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. So someone's saying, Charan is saying, visit Mauritius for that combination. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yes, definitely. Well, the next question is, what's your favorite cartoon while you were growing up?
Tintin.
Tintin. Okay. Nice. Okay. So the first thought that comes to your mind when I pop out this word, coffee.
Coffee. Awaken.
Nice. Apple.
Bite.
What did you say?
Bite.
Bite. Okay. Okay. Sunrise.
Sunrise. New day. New beginning.
Wonderful. Well said. Red. The color red.
Fire.
Fire. Because if you ask me the color red, now I would say the chilies that you use in the jar or even Air Asia. That's what
Fire.
is ringing in my head. Wonderful. Okay, so that's so nice. You did a very good job in your rapid fire round. Your answers were very spontaneous. It was really quick. So good job. And with that, we're very curious to ask you, what are the things that we can look forward from you in the near future, especially during this lockdown or post-lockdown? Any of the projects that you've been working on, if you could just throw a little bit of light on that, we'll be very happy to look forward to something from you.
Well, there are interesting projects in the pipeline, but they've got deferred. We're living in a time lapse. So everything is now a little, put on the back burner. So good, you can create more ideas and keep your bank ready. So as and when the skies clear up, you can then bring them back.
Absolutely.
That's currently, you really can't predict timelines as to when what will become a reality.
Right.
You have to take one day at a time. You have to be patient, you have to be calm, you have to be positive, and that's a message to everybody. Just hang in there and stay focused. And slowly, as and when things will clear up, more and more things will happen. And I hope we get to meet again like this online. I'm doing this for the first time. Pretty good with the real world. Everything for me is look, touch, feel, tactile. Never
Yes.
interacted actually, never. This is the first time. But it's a great beginning. At least I don't know. I might be speaking to people from different parts of the world. Otherwise, it's mostly people in and around your 2-kilometer radius or in the city that you live in. So that way it's a new market. It's a new opportunity, a new whole world. It's a whole new way of life now.
Yes. You're right.
So we'll have to wait and watch.
Okay,
So
great watch. And with that, what's your message to all the viewers who've been watching our show continuously from the start till now, and all the people who are at home this quarantine? Any message that you'd like to tell them?
Well, I tell everybody this, everybody. Find your dream and follow your dream.
Very well said.
That's it. That's it. Very single message.
Absolutely agree with you. So, all of you watching this, I hope you had a fabulous time because I totally enjoyed every bit of it. The man here is a genius and he has been literally rekindling all those thoughts in us about. Look at the tree behind him. I'm still having my eyes fixed on that piece. I'm wondering how did you even end up?
Behind that, if you see, there are some works of art.
Yes, I can see that.
I'm in the process of putting together a gallery studio kind of a thing.
Wow, that would be grand. Maybe after the lockdown, something to look forward to.
Correct. And we have so the idea is to get people in and create a space which allows you to create.
Absolutely. Absolutely
Right?
agree with
You just come, spend some time, have a lemonade or have a cup of coffee, get your hands dirty, do some paint or write some poetry, something like that I have in mind.
Amazing. That's a wonderful idea. And we have Pranita who is saying our gratitude to Rahul for a wonderful logo for D Studio and being our first guest on DesignLuv Show. Totally an honor. Thank you so much, Rahul, for telling us find your dream and follow your dream. It was such a wonderful conversation. You've inspired so many of us out there and continue to please inspire us. And we're totally looking forward to all the wonderful piece of arts that's going to be coming your way. And thank you once again for being the first and amazing guest on our show.
I'd like to thank DesignLuv and D Studio. It's a long association, a good team to work with, to partner with. And I would like to thank you, Nisha. I think you do a great job.
Thank you very much. It's such a pleasure talking to you. I'm so happy that DesignLuv Studio and DesignLuv Show and D Studio have given me the opportunity to meet a great legend who I'm talking to. I'm so honored to be talking to you today.
I'll give you one tip.
Yes.
You've just seen the tip of the iceberg.
Okay. I thought, I can clearly agree with you on that. I think one is just not sufficient to talk to you.
There's lots. And now that we've had one session, I will figure it out how to make small modules so that you can have little conversation. Actually, everything around is a conversation piece. Everything around it. In this house, except for the fridge and the microwave, almost everything is made by me.
Wow.
Almost everything.
To come to your house now. I want to really see it with my naked eyes.
We'll have you over. Let the lockdown get over.
Yes.
Then we'll have a...
Definitely. Definitely.
And some people from the audience who would like to, anybody from the audience wants to ask anything or
yes.
say anything. I don't know how that works. Any questions that they have?
People are all thanking us, saying it's a pleasure to watch you live. It's a fabulous show. Kudos, great initiative. Thank you, sir. Really enjoyed seeing the artwork with different medium and texture, says Ramya. Yes, so nice session. Enjoyed a lot. Thanks for organizing the congratulating.
Very polite and very generous.
So all good, positive and very happy audience I can see. And thank you so much, Rahul. I think our time's going to be almost up and the live will cease after the 1 hour duration. So I once again like to thank you on behalf of the DesignLuv Show and D Studio for granting us this opportunity to talk to you.